Hi, this is Rooney207 again. I wanted to talk to you about the Splinterlands a little bit on create a different topic within Splinterlands, and this is actually a shout out to Icy Flow. This is one of his suggestions. He sent me through Discord. This is to talk about what is the Hive Layer One blockchain, and I'm pretty new to Hive. I've not really explored it as much as I probably should, but as a player, it's conflicting, right? The more that we actually spend time playing Splinterlands, the less likely a player would be interested in learning about Hive. So it's kind of a catch-22 situation, at least for me. So what I've learned is this is not Hive because there's also a Hive blockchain, a crypto mining company out of Canada. So we don't want to go through that Hive blockchain. What we want to do is go to Hive.io, and this is the one that we want to go through. This is the scalable Web3 blockchain. And what we're looking at is what encompasses the entire Hive ecosystem and what's relevant. So what I looked at off of their website, it looks like they have 14 games, 20 social, 12 NFTs. I think the NFT, the 12, I'm not sure. I think they kind of classify it, and I'm not sure if NFT is necessarily a good category for them to break it down because it kind of doubles in some of the areas. They have 6 DeFi, 7 tools, 3 sports, and 4 videos. The 11 most popular ones, the Splinterlands is the most popular product they have on Hive. Peak D is a social, but it's also kind of an interface, and I use it mainly to do 2 things: to do the Hive power, so that I can continue to do transactions within the game Splinterlands, and then the other piece is if you wanted the stable coin, the Hive block dollars or Hive back dollars, you can go there and trade for it. They do have a blog, which is the hive.blog, and then they have an exchange called Tribal Dex, and sometimes players use it to do certain trades, or that's a little bit more convenient. They do have an NFT marketplace. It's called NFT Showroom. Splinter Forge is a game that uses Splinterland's assets, and it seems like it's a growing game now, and it's pretty cool. I think it's something that represents another product or byproduct of from the Splinterlands community. Three Speak, I think it's a little bit similar to YouTube. That's probably the closest. Leo Finance, I have not looked into this much, but I'll probably look into it a little bit further. Woo, the wrestling organization online. It's a game similar to Splinterlands. It's a card trading game, I believe, and they'll have LAN and things like that, and it involves wrestlers. Decrop, it's an idle clicker. It's like Farmville, I believe. And then Rising Star, it's another idle clicker game, but it helps the musicians. So there's music in it, and then I think later on they'll have Battle of the Bands. So these are the 11 most popular ones that I can recall. In terms of Peak D, here's my screenshot of Peak D. Basically, you can go through the actual Hive, the Hive engine. The first one is the wallet, and then the exchange. You can explore other games with it, and then the 2 things I do most is to come here for the Hive power, and then the Hive back dollar. The Hive blockchain, they have a wallet, and one of their interesting property or facets of their uniqueness of their wallet, and I think their wallet's probably the most flexible, and it probably gives them the largest strength, I believe, or the value that Hive brings. And it gives you 5 different types of keys. One is the master password, one is the owner key, active key, posting key, and memo key. So there are different use cases for all 5. And if you just wanted someone to or an application to be able to post memos and do different types of low-level transactions for you can provide them the memo key only, or if you want them to post, or if you need someone to do other heavier transactions. And there are risks to especially the top three. There's definitely risk to sharing. So I definitely, from a security perspective, I wouldn't provide the top three keys. But a partnership, let's say like a Splex, they may ask for the posting key and things like that, and hopefully they'll move away from that, and perhaps they'll Splinterlands, for instance, will provide some kind of mechanism where they can actually just pull and manage that way internally within Splinterlands. I talked about the high backed dollar, which is their stable coin. And what's interesting about this is that it provides a 20% APR, which is pretty high for a stable coin. And I think long term there's definitely risk, but in the short term it seems to work out. And I think for the vast majority of the part, especially when you're interacting within the Hive ecosystem, it's probably pretty much one to one. It's pretty stable. I think as maybe the user base and the community and the investment dollar, the pool grows, there may be a higher risk, and maybe in this case, the witnesses who are folks that are assigned to make decisions as a group may decide to lower the APR to reflect this risk. This is it for the high level. For the layer one Hive blockchain, and Splinterlands as a game resides on that. And also, just as a side note, as the SPS chain gets up and running, it's going to be a layer two, and it'll reside underneath the blockchain. So the Hive layer one will be the settlement layer, and then it'll just roll up to the Hive. The SPS chain will just roll up to the layer one blockchain. Yep. And that's it. Thank you so much.